Today, I want to talk about foot sweeps and throws in Kendo. The reason I wanted to talk about this was we talked about this at Wednesday Kendo Zoom gathering among the members at Patreon. So, and of course, as you all know, that we don't have foot sweeps and throws in Kendo. In normal, regular match regulations, in Kendo, we don't have foot sweeps and throws. But sometimes you see foot sweeps in police tournament. So they allow to, of course, depends on the regulations, of course. They do foot sweeps in Shiai, and it's not penalty. You're not going to be penalized because they're allowed to do that. And you see some very violent behavior in Kendo sometimes. Someone, it's a while ago, I don't think you can find this video anymore. Someone hit man in Shiai, Shiai match. Someone hit man. This guy leaned forward, so head down. Of course, this guy suddenly loses his target because he ducked. And you go, woo, and throw him through the back, right? So that is not accepted because obviously you're not allowed to do that. It's not in regulation. There's no such things that you can do in Kendo. We shouldn't be doing that. What about keiko? You sometimes see people throw each other. Obviously, in Kendo, we don't do this. Throw in and what was that? Foot sweeps. But when I was a kid, my sensei used to throw me, and he did foot sweeps. Not a violent way. It's like teaching me, why are you doing that? You're relaxing here and there. So, he does it to warn us, his students, that they shouldn't be relaxing in certain moments. A lot of people still think that it is true Kendo is full contact, right? And we hit each other, and it is true that Kendo was a part of samurai training system, and we used to have throws, we used to have foot sweeps. So why not now? Good question. Simply no one knows about it anymore. If you want to do it, your opponent has to know that you're going to do it. Period. Okay, so you have to have mutual understanding. You can't just do it because you want to do it, right? When you do it, you should know that you can do it safely. And I feel like when I see this behavior, when they do such violent things, simply they are angry or something. Right? They're doing it to actually hurt others by doing so. So they are controlled by their emotions, and I'm sure they know they shouldn't be doing it. They're not allowed to do that. The one thing, they want to hurt their opponent, and which is not the purpose of Kendo that I believe. So I don't think they are doing Kendo for wrong purpose. And like I said, if that is a part of rules, or you have mutual understanding, I'm going to throw you if I have a chance, okay, you're going to throw me when you have a chance. Fine, I'm going to throw you too then, And of course, you have to know how to receive the throws. you see. In Kendo, we don't learn how to receive throws like Judo. Judo, they learn that first. They don't learn how to throw straight away. They practice how to fall first. Because if you don't know how to fall properly, you will get hurt. The purpose of practicing how to fall is not to get hurt. If you want to throw in Kendo, you have to know, your opponent has to know how to throw. Now, how to receive or how to fall, so they don't get hurt. But a lot of people don't think like that. It looks like. I wanted to show some video clips, but I don't know how to use it with this system. So can I show you these video clips? It's out there. So maybe I can share the videos, but they know what they are doing. They know they are going to throw. They know they're hitting each other very hard because that's what they do. So it's totally fine for them to do so, right? But if you do that in Kendo, which we don't do such things, that's problematic. So you have to understand what you're doing as well, right? You know, the Kendo has multiple layers, and it's sometimes I like it, multiple layers. I like it, but I like it because I can kind of realize that there are some other people doing some different things. I would like to know if they want to throw, ahead of time. If they throw me, without warning me ahead of time, then that's a problematic. But as long as I know, I think that's fine. And as long as they throw people in a proper way, which is not a dangerous way, you can, if you know how to throw, like Kendo people know how to strike, right? That means they can control their sword pretty good. That means they can hurt you if they want to. I mean, we're trying to strike those targets, right? And we are pretty accurate. We aim at it and we actually can strike, right? That means if we aim at shoulders, other places, we can hit those places, right? So, but we don't, because that's not what you were supposed to do. So, if you're good at it, if you can, you can control. So that's another thing. If you want to throw, you can throw to hurt people, but you can throw without hurting people. If you don't know these, how to control yourself, you have to rely on possibilities. You might hurt them, you might not hurt them. Why would you throw? If you might have to. I mean, there's a possibility you might hurt them. You shouldn't be throwing them. So I think it's pretty obvious the reason why we don't do that anymore, because simply we don't do it anymore. But you see some sensei do it. I don't know now in Japan, but when I was a kid, a lot of sensei did that. So that was normal to me. Of course, I didn't do it at the other dojos, and I know because I knew my sensei was, were doing it not to hurt me, but trying to teach me something. And it was like, out of blue, here is going foot sweep. But foot sweep, so we don't stay in service area too long. That means you gotta strike. Come on, strike. So instead of telling us, he just go try to foot sweep. And then we realize, if we stay here too long, he's going to pin us down. And he did pin us down if we stay too long in service area. Again, he never hurt us. Never hurt us. It just showed us you shouldn't be doing that, right? So I thought I wanted to share some, good or bad, I don't know. All I can say is that that's what I learned. I mean, didn't learn how to throw. I didn't learn how to receive. But as a Japanese school system, we had to learn judo when I was a junior high school and high school. There was physical education. We learned how to throw, how to receive. Even though it's basics, very basic movement, we kind of know, through physical education. So it's very natural to us. It was, to me anyway. And so a lot of people without such background, I don't think they should do it. And I don't do that to many people. I don't do that to random people either. I just do it to my students when they are ready, when they are ready to spice things up. It is true that we used to do that. It's a part of what we had. I don't teach them how to hurt others, but this is what we did in the past. So, okay, it's their choice if they want to keep it or not. But I always make sure that, I tell these things I'm sharing this information with you guys, right? I also share this information with my students too. Like my sensei did to me, I just pass it on to my students, and it's not violently. Everyone should probably understand the difference between violence and the throwing without violence. We don't throw people with because of the emotion or anger or anything like that. So, and some people say that's not Kendo. It's always that happens. So that's not Kendo. That's not Kendo. But it used to be Kendo, but it's not Kendo anymore. It's always going back and forth, back and forth. So I don't want to have that kind of argument. I really think if some people say, oh, why don't we ski here? Why don't we ski do? Why don't we, if you think you can strike anywhere, like man is protected, you are well protected. You think you're well protected, but it still hurts. Why not here? Why not face, right? So if you start thinking like that, I like the, those ideas, but if we start doing that and the Kendo doesn't become, Kendo I think loses its samurai swordsmanship spirit. So the reason is, if it's okay to step here and there and everywhere, this we call it kotesaki, the technique. Kotesaki is you're not using your body. Kote is here, right? Kotesaki is you're only using these parts, like this. We say you strike with whole your body, which means commitment. We learn commitment. Good posture, good ki, kiken tai ichi, harmonize all three elements, ki, ken, tai, energy, body, sword, harmonize integrate them all together, and unite them all together, however you want to put it, and strike with the whole body, not with only hands. So you have to commit into your cut, believe in your cut. Okay, you might be scared. If you go for men on the wrong timing, you get stabbed. Scary, right? No one wants to get stabbed, but you have to determined, and then strike men. That is the, I think, important part of Kendo, and that is martial art bed. Martial arts, that is the essence of teachings from a ancient samurai swordsmanship. Even though a lot of people say Kendo is not samurai swordsmanship, I agree with that because we don't use a sword, right? We don't use a real sword, we use bamboo sword. And we treat it like a real sword. And we do kata, which is made from all traditional Kenjutsu school katas, right? And all the history and essence should be in Kendo. Even its shinai, bamboo sword. That's what makes Kendo martial arts, I think. It's not those violent throw, violent foot sweeps. That's not martial arts. Of course, knowing those things is pretty, useful. It is useful. Well, I mean, when you're going to use it, I don't know, but people talk about self-defense, right? So it is very useful, but like I said, Kendo doesn't teach you how to fall and how to throw, if you don't know how to fall, you can't throw people around because they don't know how to take it. If you want to throw them, you have to teach them how to fall first. I kind of recommend people to learn judo first because it's not because you're going to get, we can throw you in Kendo. Just general, like, what do you call it? Like physical ability wise. I think it's good to know how to fall for your life, I really, really think it's a good idea to learn how to fall and how to receive out of a lot of people, my friends, they don't. A lot of people do judo. A lot of people do other martial arts. They don't have to receive, have to take the throw. So I hear a lot of good stories about knowing how to fall, and then they don't get hurt as much as other people who doesn't know how to fall. Like tsuki. People start ski you, but if you don't know how to take tsuki, I don't think people should ski you. You guys, we talked about, a lot of people talk about when you can start skiing other people. That's a good question, but if you ski people, you're gonna get ski back. That's guaranteed. So you have to know how to take it. Tsuki, that's what I'm always talk about. Ski is fun. You have to, it's a good technique as well, and it's in Kendo, and it's a good technique. You should learn how to do it properly so you don't hurt others. This is very important. You have to learn so you don't hurt others. Learn properly. That's the important part. Learn properly so you don't hurt others. And also you have to make sure they know how to take it. Basically, how to take it is like when someone skis you, you have to tuck your chin in. But you don't really expect, like in Jigeko, free sparring, you don't really expect, we don't know when they're going to ski you, right? So that's why sometimes it goes like that. But that's why if a lot of people get skied and they go like this, they go backwards, I think that's more dangerous than you have to make sure shinai has no splinters. If you have splinters and ski people, you might kill them seriously. So please check your shinai. That's the most common injuries. If you're hurt in Kendo, if there's a possibility for you to hurt others, it's splinters, broken shinai, and you're gonna get hurt others. You are going to hurt other people. If you have a broken shinai, have splinters on it, you're gonna hurt others. So always check your shinai. Don't even think about buying cheap shinai on internet because you think it's cheap. You have to buy decent shinai, and you always check shinai. It's not about you. It's about your training partner's life. Okay, so make sure you always check your shinai. Number 2, then you have to make sure when you skied, all right, sometimes you miss. Okay, and once you go, like I said, we have to commit into our strike. Stabbing as well, we commit. So you can't probably stop and, oh man, I missed. And some people get carried away and start, like pushing this sword in. And when that happens, it hurts, of course. Especially when it goes in the collarbone here. It hurts like hell, and then it gets in here. It's really. When that happens, you shouldn't be pushing. My personal opinion again. I don't think you shouldn't be, even in Shiai. I mean, I understand a lot of people say, oh, what if you get hit? Well, you might kill them if you keep going, So I think you have to, once you go and you missed, and then, okay, you have to pull it out. I'm sorry, you just pull it out. You don't hate your opponents, do you? It's not like because, they killed someone, anything, just we are just there to fight. Yeah. But it's controlling your emotion, and you control your emotion, you can control your sword. So I think it's very important. And also make sure you know how to take it. Okay? And it is painful. That's why you have to practice tsuki, executing tsuki, and receiving tsuki. If you miss, that happens. Just say sorry, and you have to increase the accuracy of your tsuki. Okay, so you don't hurt others. I think that's very important. That's why you practice. All right, and just take care of your shinai, and that will take care of your training mates and your opponents. Broken shinai, that's not good. Why would you use broken shinai?